Sometimes I come across men who think that we as women are so fortunate because we can have sex anytime we want. We can walk down the street and talk to any guy and say, "Do you want to fuck me?" And he would. And they're missing the whole point because that would be a plundering, a taking, and a devaluation, and it wouldn't even be good sex. It would feel repulsive, gross, and yucky. We don't want men to go around fucking us. In fact, if that's all men want, we get angry and we get upset. Because the way to a woman's heart is the way to a woman's pussy is through her heart. So guys are jealous of us for the wrong reason. I think men are very lucky. They don't have to be slowed down by childbearing. They have testosterone. They can go out and compete in the world and develop themselves through their testosterone into strong men. And men are very lucky because they are the gatekeepers of relationships. The reason the marriage rate is decreasing is not because women are saying no to marriage. It's because men are saying no to marriage. Men have the upper hand when it comes to marriage. When men say women are so lucky because we can get sex anytime we want, it makes me actually very sad. I was trying to make this a funny video, but I don't know how to be funny. I really want to be funny like Russell Brand or Alison Armstrong, but I don't know how to do it. It really, really is painful to me. It's an opportunity to educate, which is what I want to do. Women, we don't want to just be plundered for sex. There are women just going around hooking up, and again, they're going to be outliers. A woman, 95% of women, deep down, they want a relationship. A woman, energetically, you have to open her heart for her to be receptive. These women that are going around, these crazy, sexy women, are traumatized, psychotic, whatever. I don't know what their issues are. They're not in their feminine energy. They're not receiving and opening and being sensual and intimate and vulnerable with you. We don't want to be just fucked. We want relationships. I make a lot of these videos because I see so many men checking out of wanting a relationship. And so many women just jumping into bed without having their hearts opened. They don't want to open to a guy that just wants to fuck them. And they don't know why. This is why. And so the person whose video I was watching, who was talking about dating and how women are so lucky, he doesn't understand that he needs to be a man who wants to protect and provide so that a woman wants to open to him. We want to open to you. It is true. The reason that the marriage rates are so low is not because women have checked out of wanting to get married. It's because men have checked out of wanting to be married. Men have checked out for a number of reasons. I believe one reason is the divorce courts have really made men get the bad end of the deal when it comes to divorce and custody of children. I think that a lot of men are struggling financially because now that women are in the workforce, you have twice as many people in the workforce, which is a greater supply of labor, which lowers the price of labor, and you have outsourcing, and you have automation, and you have more and more money going to the upper class. So a lot of men have just checked out. They don't want to provide. And a lot of women are working, so it's kind of changed a lot of things, but men are the gatekeepers of relationships, and women are the gatekeepers of sex. And traditionally, there was an exchange that men would marry the women they had sex with. Generally, my mom was 8 months pregnant with me when she got married in 1961. My ex-husband's mother in a small town in Iowa was pregnant when she got married. And my ex-husband's grandmother was pregnant in the 30s when she got married. They were fucking. They didn't have birth control and they got married, but it was always an exchange, and they all stayed married. It was an exchange. But now women are just fucking and men don't want to get married, usually. The men in my family like to get married, so there are men who like to get married, who like to commit. But it's not true that women have it so good because we can get any guy to fuck us. Hookup sex for women is a very low quality. Even when I was an escort and they were paying me, it was not the same quality as a man that had entered my heart because of the time and the investment that we had together and the commitments he made to me. When my ex-husband was the father of my children, I thought of that. I was aware that he was the provider and the father of my children whenever we had sex. It made it a lot more important to me than some random guy. Do you know what I mean? It's not the same for women. The pleasure is different, the receptivity is different, the opening is different, how we open emotionally to feel more. I don't want to just be fucked. What would that do for me? I remember years ago, I was out somewhere and this gentleman invited me back to his hotel. It was my birthday, so I'm like, no men ever talk to me. I am just gonna go with it. But I told him I like to be very upfront. I'm not gonna have sex with you. I might have told you guys this story before. I'm not gonna have sex with you. And he was my age, and he said, that's fine, we don't have to have sex. But he lied. I didn't know he lied. I thought he would be okay with it because he was in Carlsbad. I was in Carlsbad. I thought we could keep each other company, have some coffee in the morning. All night long, he's pressing up against me, and I'm getting more and more annoyed. And I finally said, will you please stop touching me? I told you I don't want to have sex with you. And he wasn't even hard. He didn't feel good, and he was all needy, and I wasn't down for a hookup. If he would have been some hot 20-year-old Marine, maybe. But even, I don't know. Then he goes, why don't you want to have sex with me? It would feel good. And I remember that because he really was perplexed. Because to him it would have felt really good. And I said, it wouldn't feel good to me. And it wouldn't have. Because there was nothing between us. We hadn't built anything. I didn't desire him. And it wouldn't have felt good physically. He wasn't even hard. He wouldn't have made me come. I finally had said, you know what, at the time I was an escort. I finally said, and this was, I had met him at 9 o'clock at night. By the time it was 8 in the morning, I said, or I'll tell you what. I didn't tell you this before, but I'm actually an escort. I'll fuck you. It's $300 or $400, whatever I was charging at the time. It's $300. If you want to pay it, fine. If you don't, no bad feelings, I'll just leave, but I don't, And he didn't want to pay it, so I just left. But I still remember how he thought it would feel good. And he was so freaking clueless to not understand a woman. It wouldn't have felt good because I wasn't receptive to him. He didn't even appreciate it. If he would have paid me, I would have got into it. I really, really feel deep in my bones that a man has to offer me something. A home, a stability, a family, children, something for me to be open and receptive. I don't know if it's my biology, if it's just my emotions, if it's how I was raised, conditioned, or whatever, but I'm going to honor that. I do not think, because the pleasure that I have during sex is not as great as the man has. Like the lawyer making the video, and he was on Fair and Balanced. I love her newscasting stuff on YouTube. I'm going to link her in the description. He doesn't understand. He thinks that the sex, he would fuck some woman probably and come. And it would be great. But I'm not going to come unless you know what to do and you create the right space and you're present with me and you're sensual with me and you know how to touch me and you're in your own energy and you're not anxious and you're not nervous and you're not rushed. You have to learn how, you have to be present and you have to be attentive and you have to be sensual and you have to be relaxed and you have to create that space for me and you have to make me like, and even then it's not as pleasurable because emotionally it's not there for me. I'm not in love with you. And for a woman, when we're in love with you, the sex is so much better. Guys don't get it. I don't know if guys get it. I've asked men, is the sex better for you in a relationship? And they might say yes. I don't know if all men feel that. I also watch the lead attorney, and he was saying tonight on his live stream how much he loves being in a relationship. And he's a divorce attorney. He's the #4 YouTuber. And he said, you guys are just telling me I'm simping and I should be spinning plates, but there's nothing better than a woman that you're connected with to come home to and to be with. And he said, we can all debate whether this is hard to find. We can all debate whether it will last, but for sure it's a beautiful thing. And for a woman, it is a beautiful thing, and that's the only sex that's actually satisfying to a woman. Notwithstanding the psychos, the sexually traumatized women who ride dick and do all kinds of crazy, crazy sex stuff right off the bat, but then they turn out to be psycho and stalk you and yell at you and they're borderline personality disorders. Or they're sexually traumatized, they're psycho women. Or they're emotionally walled off, avoidant. There's something wrong right there in 99% of the cases. So no, I think women have it better because I have a good life because I'm a woman. But when it comes to having regular sex, men have it better because I do not. I haven't had relationship sex in 9 years because I can't find a man to date, and I haven't had relationship sex in 9 years. But a man can get relationship sex like that. If I were a man, I would be finding a good woman and I would be having a relationship and I would be having a lot of sex. And I would get to the gym. I would make sure I'm fit, no flab anywhere. I'm fit. I would make sure that I'm on my purpose, that I am develop my social skills, and I would just start talking to women and use my testosterone. That gives me courage to be productive and to approach, because you guys have testosterone that gives you courage. So I don't buy this BS that women have it better because we can get sex. What makes you think that's what we even want? It's really very clueless to say, I don't want that kind of sex. If that's all men want, they should really pay for it, you know? And then you better hope you get a good escort, because a lot of them are alcoholics and drug addicts and not very good like I was. But that's just my opinion, and that's my channel, so I'm just sharing my opinion. But I want to know what you think. I don't know what you think. So leave your comments below, and let me know, if you think that women have it better because we can get sex whenever we want. I don't think any of the ladies who watch this are going to agree with that. And let me know if you think men can get a relationship whenever they want, because some of you guys are not in a relationship because your standards are too high, probably. Because even homeless guys are in relationships, but you want somebody high value, high quality, and I get that. So, but you are the gatekeepers of relationship. I never hear about these couples where the man goes, oh my God, I really want to get married and my woman keeps turning me down. You never hear that. I never hear that. What I hear is, oh my God, when are we getting married? Where's this going? And a healthy woman, once you start hooking up with her, a month in, she's going to go, where is this going? Because she wants a relationship. That's what women want. So the reason you're saying that we have it easier is a complete lack of understanding of women. Now, another thing I want to throw out there is for men. What men really need to remember is what makes you a good man is you keep your word. For women too, here's some qualities I think are very important. We keep our word, we keep our commitments, we are honest and authentic, and we take responsibility for our own joy. For me, I started meditating again like a few weeks ago, even just a few minutes a day. I do transcendental meditation, and I just feel a lot more joy. I even look joyful. I feel like I look really radiant lately. I think it's because I'm meditating. I just, whatever it is for you. I mean, I talk to God also, but I feel like it's been the meditating. Whatever brings you joy, find your joy, find your happy place, find your purpose, keep your word, be intentional, and remember to make time for play. Um, yeah. So, guys, don't be jealous of us. We don't want just any dick slamming in us. It feels like it's actually plundering. It's a plundering. And while it's true that men have to work at they have to work at developing their status, women have to do stuff too because, um, uh, well, I mean, nobody wants to marry a woman who's just some loser. We have to. Well, in a way, we kind of have a beauty men don't have. I mean, I guess you guys have to do more stuff in that way, but we can't just sit around and be lazy. We still have to tend to the babies, give birth. That's a lot of investment. And while the babies are little, when my kids were little, I couldn't go anywhere for years. I remember going to the dentist with my little toddler in a car seat. I couldn't go out for years. I completely lost my freedom. While my husband could still go out and make his own way in the free world and be around adults and get his promotions, and I was so envious of him. It changes our bodies. A lot of women gain weight, and also it's not that you need money to get a woman, guys. You need to have the qualities. It's not that women want your money unless they're gold diggers, just like men are pussy diggers. They say spinning plates, but I'm going to say pussy digger because it's more explanatory. You're just digging for pussy like women are digging for gold. It's a plundering. But what women really want is, see, the status shows that you're confident, that people respect you, that you're disciplined and ambitious and focused and intentional. Those are very attractive qualities. Unfortunately, a lot of the men who have a lot of money are freaking narcissists and sociopaths. Look at the politicians. Look at the guys fallen from grace. Jeffrey Epstein, who's the parent? They're always falling from grace because a healthy man who values family and playtime and all of that, they don't want to cast all that aside to get the status and the money and the power and the fame. Those guys that have to neglect their family to make a lot of money, I wouldn't want one of those guys, to be honest. But I'm digressing. I think that women are not just looking for money, they're looking for a man that gives them security. So that's why a lot of women end up dating the guys they meet in high school, or I mean in college. They don't have any money, but there's the promise of money. You're going to start a business. It's, for me, it's about your energy directed towards a positive place. You're enthusiastic. I call it a boyish energy. Can you feel my energy now, my aliveness? That's what I like to see in a man. Energy and aliveness. That's, to me, very attractive. Not like, oh, I'm just like, poor me, women really suck, and no one will ever want me, and poor me. It's not sexually attractive, you know? So, yeah, I'm a woman. I can get guys to fuck me, but I don't. There's no one here tonight. I'm home alone. I'm always home alone at night. I don't just want some random guy to pillage me. That would be gross. So, no. Yuck. Ugh. It's just disgusting. I don't, no, no. Oh, no. I'm not receptive to that at all because I don't want some guy to just fuck me and leave me. What does that do for me? Nothing. And when guys don't get that, I don't even know how to explain it to them. It would be like, I'll tell you, it would be like a woman saying, "Guys are so lucky. They can buy a woman a dinner or jewelry, and she'll have dinner with him." Men are so lucky to get dinner dates. All they have to do is buy a woman some jewelry, and she'll have dinner with him. Would you think that's a good deal? I just have to give this woman money, and she'll spend time with me. Is that a good deal? You're not wanted for you. It's not a good deal. You have to pay for it. But men don't mind paying for it. I know that. It's not probably a good example, but a woman could say, guys are so lucky because I don't know. I don't know why guys are so lucky. Guys are so lucky because they decide if they get married. That's what it is, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why guys are so lucky. I can't think of a good analogy, frankly. But guys can get women if they pay for them. But I think men have to be very careful because there are a lot of really ruthless bitches out there. Not just people like Amber Heard, but very selfish women like a Kim Kardashian. Women like that, they're like, can you buy me this and buy me that? And I gotta look good. And if you don't buy me stuff, they're just with you for their status or the money or what you can give them. When I say that a woman wants a man to provide, I'm talking about a heartfelt woman who's using that to feel safe and trusting to open to him, not to use him. But, I think we all have to learn through the hard way by dating people and finding out the hard way. That's how we find out. And thank you for watching my video.